Hey Surya, welcome to the Alum Talk series. As I keep telling everyone, this is absolutely delightful opportunity to reconnect with a host of our alums as they talk us through a little bit of what they now do and their memories of GRMI. So welcome Surya to the series once more, and let me start with a very simple one. Just talk us about what you do as a PwC manager.
First of all, thank you, sir, for having me here. Feels great to be back and have a word with you on how my journey has been. So maybe if I take up the first question of what I do as a manager, right? Difficult to put it up in a short brief. So because the activities that I do here, like I have multiple activities, but new roles and responsibilities keep adding up on a day-to-day basis. But my core here in the last 6 months as a manager has purely been on, maintaining client relation. I have a set of clients that I cater. I handle the end-to-end audits for these particular clients. So my main work has always been, to ensure that I have that connect, the one-on-one direct connect with the clients, and building that relation maybe from scratch, because these are some new clients that I'm handling and global clients as well, and also delivering and ensuring that we add some value on all the audits that we do on a monthly basis. Apart from that, have a set of team which I have to handle. Obviously, that comes with a different list of issues and good work as well. But yeah, handling a set of teams, what they want, are they comfortable working on clients in different time zones? Yeah, this has been my main work. Apart from that, maybe building up new clients, identifying opportunities, developing proposals, managing the entire QRM part. That's a different ball game altogether. So yeah, overall, this has been the entire work that I do at at EY as a manager.
Sounds absolutely terrific, and just the evolution of you in GRMI to you being able to articulate team aspects and client relationship building, and I'm sure we'll get to the content that got you here in a
Yeah.
bit. So you also had a stint in consulting, and I remember that when one was interviewing you for GRMI. So how would you compare and contrast yourself pre and post GRMI?
Yes, I did have a small stint at PwC before I joined EY post my PGDRM with GRMI. So if I have to put up, the experience at PwC was ideally at an entry level. I would call it jack of all, master of none, because it was more of you know helping the team in all the supporting activities, maybe developing, maintaining data collection, coordinating on emails with the clients. There was no core work that was involved. It was purely as a supporting uh, part in the team. But yeah, maybe in the last 6 months at PwC, that's when I got again promoted to a senior analyst. That part, that 6 months involved slight client interaction and developing, maintaining that relation with the client and also directly dealing with the client. But again, that was not a major part that I did. But yeah, now it's completely different. I am focusing on a specific skill set, a niche that I have picked up. There I was, it was a pool of analysts that I was working with who were supporting the entire team in any activities that was the need. But now it's a specific niche that I'm focusing. So that's how the journey has evolved.
Absolutely love that response because it just so supports this whole thing that one has been talking about, saying it is at the age of specialization now. People
Exactly.
need to sort of carry weight through their own domain. So
Yeah.
absolutely terrific to hear that. So Surya, terrific to hear, like you said, age of specialization. But how happy are you with the way your professional career sort of shaped up so far, and what are you looking forward to from here on?
Extremely happy with with the way the things have, shaped up in the last 5 years, specifically from the time I joined GRMI and post that. A lot of things. So professionally, I believe I'm a better person. In terms of a lot of things, say before GRMI, I had done a personal analysis of the weaknesses that I had, and now when I look back at those days, I see there's a major difference, especially the way I communicate, the way I think, the way I solve critical issues. Things have changed in a good way, to be honest. And this program specifically gave me a good idea about, and the overall program actually gave me a good idea about how you deal with situations, how you deal with clients, how do you talk to them, how do you present yourself. That is one of the critical things that I have learned over the years. And this is an ongoing thing. Like, you need to evolve, you need to develop yourself. It's not key, okay, things which are done, it's done. No, this is a constant progress that needs to happen. But yeah, I know things that I have to focus uh, on a day-to-day basis. I can prioritize my work on high, which are important, the critical tasks that I do. So that's given me overall gist of how I should manage my entire day and how should I plan my day ahead. So yeah, the structure is something that I have learned, which is one of the key learnings that I've found.
Okay, so let's kind of go a little beyond just learning. What beyond the classroom did you take away from GRMI? Forget the faculty, forget all the crazy teaching hours of Jayanth all through the night. Forget all that. What beyond classroom?
So beyond class, faculties and all, if I have to put it in 3 short words, it is purely communication, collaboration, and networking. This has been the main 3 learnings that I've got, which is helping me today. Communication, that is again at the wider level, but I'll start with collaboration. Being in a batch of 15 people across different backgrounds, different skill sets, the major thing that I learned is, how do you communicate with the entire set of people? You are going to be with them for the next 365 days. Yeah, everyone has their own ways of working, ways of doing things. All the team bonding activities that we had, so for one single topic I had about 10 views coming up. How do you come drill down to one single point and go ahead? The discussions that we had, the brainstorming sessions that we had, how people, the different views that people had, that is one critical thing that I learned. Apart from that, communication, yeah, having one-on-one connects with the top industry leaders, the partners of Big Four, even before you got placed. So placement is a different thing altogether. But yeah, communication is the second key aspect. Third is networking. The amount of connects, social media presence of the topic. So as and when you gain knowledge about this topic, you start interacting with folks. You have a topic to discuss with a random person up from the similar field. So that is something that I gained. Yeah, these are some 3 main pillars that I have personally gained in throughout my journey.
Terrific. Great to sort of see that you all are able to value that, because I've always believed that knowledge is such a powerful pillar to connect with others. You kind of automatically get pegged at a certain level. So great to hear that. So you are one of the few who are actually going to give back to the institute by way of going forward, interviewing future students. So just talk to me about that feeling. It's not that long back that you were being interviewed, and now you would be interviewing students. So how do you feel about that?
Feels great. I haven't interviewed a GRMI student as of date because I think that will be a clear conflict. But yeah, I do conduct interviews. I have been conducting interviews in the last 6 to 8 months. Feels terrific when you give a background about yourself, and that starts with GRMI as an institute. Uh, I think now I'm in that state wherein I can focus on the specific skill set that I need on with my team members. So when I hire, these are some critical aspects that I look at, apart from the technical part as well, focusing on the overall development to see if this particular candidate will be able to, be a team player. That is one major thing that I look at. See, technical part you will learn over the years on field. That is not something like people will have. But main is being a team player, should be able to, take initiative. These are some couple of things that I look at apart from the technical aspect. But yeah, this feels great to be in this side of the table and assess candidates and pick the right ones with whom you can go ahead and ensure that even they go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, Surya, I was referring more to the initiative that we're starting where you would be interviewing students who are applying to GRMI, the one where some of you got handpicked to
Mm-hmm.
be interviewers. So how does that feel to be interviewing for the institute that you were a part of?
Okay, the initiative that we were
Yeah. Yeah,
talking about.
correct.
Oh yeah, again, that's a different ball game altogether. Like interviewing, handpicking risk intelligent professionals who will be making a bigger impact in the future. Uh, Feels great. So I don't know how I should put this out, but yeah, looking forward to that experience of talking to the upcoming risk professionals on how, why, what is the thought process that they have uh, after thinking of going ahead with this particular course. Yeah, I don't know, I just have to see how this goes ahead, but yeah, pretty much excited to take up this new initiative.
Super. So, talk a little bit about if someone said, what are your memories of GRMI? You spoke about classroom, you spoke about the three pillars of communication, collaboration, and networking. But if someone just, what are your memories of GRMI, the year that you spent there? What are those two, three things that sort of immediately come back to your mind?
Mm. Some of the memories is, first, I miss the late night catch-ups that we had at the fifth floor. That has been one of my core memories because that was the only place where all of us used to, collectively come up, including the alumni and also the GRMI members. We used to interact, have discussions, debate, all the fun session that we had. Maybe the second thing was, uh, yeah, I think that is one of the main core. Apart from that, the relations that I have built with with my batchmates and also the alumni, and the continuing relation, like how we started off with just as colleagues, then moved to the same organization, working in the similar projects. Now again, working in the same team as managers. We all have grown together, uh, but now we are in such a state that okay, campus is one thing where things started, but now we are way ahead in that. We discuss on how personally we can grow. A lot of things have been changed over these years, specifically focusing on your career growth, professional and personal part. It is not only okay of the 1 year journey that we had. I have certainly developed some meaningful relation with some of our batchmates, which I look forward to have. Not only batchmates, but also the dean, the founders, co-founders, and to some of our faculties as well. It has been a continuous process of developing and maintaining that relation.
Yeah,
Feels great.
I think that is actually you hit two things that I was sort of hoping come up. One, your memories of fifth floor, because I think all of us have fond memories of it, and I think the power of the alumni. Like when you say, be it your own batchmates or otherwise, I think that whole network, I think, is something which over time should prove to be a phenomenal network for all of you to
Definitely, yes, definitely.
build, nurture, leverage all of it. So I think you've said it a few times, but again, top of your mind, how do you think GRMI shaped your professional career?
Okay. See, if I have to put it up in a single word, as I mentioned earlier as well, the moment I joined GRMI, the amount of work experience that I got, it was just at a beginner level. I had no clue of a direct one-to-one interactions with our client. Nothing. I had just a basic of how big fours operate. What is the amount of efforts that you put in? How do you manage critical uh, issues? But now I directly deal with some sensitive information involved in strategic decision making, problem solving. So that skills of handling all this situation is what the GRMI has helped me shape my entire career. Not only focusing on the curriculum, but also decision making is one of the key aspects that GRMI has taught me as a professional and has helped me build, shape my career.
Because let me ask you this difficult question, which prospective students keep asking me and us, which is, think of yourself before GRMI. You have friends and peers from that time. If you look at where they are now, whatever they might be doing, they must be happy. That's fine. But if you look at them, and if you look at how your career is sort of taken off and where you are, how do you compare that? Because the question asked of us is that, how will GRMI make a difference to our career versus our peers? So a difficult question, but how would you articulate that?
One thing that comes to my mind is, see, all my previous colleagues who were there with me in PwC have grown. Definitely, they have grown and they are at a good level now. Maybe similar to what I am. But the one specific thing that comes to my mind is when I have some discussions, when we catch up, I catch up with them quite frequently. The only point that comes up is they try to find out, something new. They don't want to stick to the core that they have been working on. Some of them are still working with PwC in the same department, but again, they have this thought of going to some other new vertical or new department, trying something new. But the only thing that I feel is over this last 4 years with EY, I have not got that thought of switching my domain or the area that I work. I think I have found my niche of core internal audit, SOX engagements, adding value, risk intelligent work. I think that is something which I believe is maybe I have that clarity on what I need to do over the years, and basis that, the only thing that I can see is I try to add new skills to my bag basis the existing work I do. The technology is changing day in and day out. You need to evolve as a person. You need to have a grip on the latest things that are happening in the industry. I think I have that visibility of what I plan to do to ensure that I am aware of all the new things that are happening in this industry. Yeah, that is one specific thing of having that clarity. Mainly is what I believe I have.
Sure. And again, you have friends in PwC, so do I, and therefore I don't intend anyone to take away that people get bored and in that firm. But I think what you really want to get across is there is a certain amount of excitement, challenge, finding of what niche you like, you found,
Exactly.
versus your peers who possibly are kind of haven't hit that spot. So I don't think it's about firms because
Yeah,
it's a porous wall across these firms, and we all have friends
definitely,
in all places. So I
definitely.
just want viewers to know that it isn't about a firm. I think it's more about getting to do what you like. And I think, Soorya,
Exactly.
that's what you're saying, that post this, you managing to now be excited about what you're doing
Right.
and are not really sort of a firm specific view. So again, a question which people keep asking, that what do you teach, because this is still a new area, and therefore how do I apply this at the real workplace? So the question really, therefore, Surya, for you is, how much of what you learned uh, did you actually end up applying? uh, and I'm not being controversial, but versus a ton of other things that all of us typically get taught through our growing up years of schooling and graduation. So what is that application difference that you see of what you learned at GRMI at work versus otherwise?
See, I wouldn't say I applied everything that I've learned in the campus, but yeah, the only thing that I fairly remember is the concepts. The amount of focus that we gave, the GRMI as an institute gave on the concepts,
Yeah.
I think that has helped me personally, has made my life easy in my initial days at EY, especially the first 6 months, because that is when you usually have to prove your worth. And being one of the initial batches which got placed in Bangalore, I remember with EY, uh, we had that thing clear. I had that thing clear specifically that I have to build that relation, the long lasting relation with EY and GRMI,
Yeah.
so that this can help us to add on few more, people from the upcoming batches to GRMI. I don't, to EY. I don't want, so I think, yeah, to answer, main focus has always been on the basics, the concepts. I think having that clear has helped me to a great extent in my initial days. Obviously, once you have your concepts clear, that's when you will start learning. The ways of working at EY are different. Any Big Four for that matter is different. So only if you have your concepts clear, you'll be able to brainstorm, add value, initiate discussions with your team, put forward your points. So yeah, I think that has been phenomenal, and I just hope that uh, the new batches that are coming up, they keep their main focus only on the concepts, because that will serve as the core when they go out in the market.
Yeah. Don't worry, Surya. I'll ensure that this last bit that you said will get played to the current batch, batch 15, because and I think they have heard it so many times from me that guys, there isn't a wrong or a right answer to many of the questions
Right.
that I have on, let's say, BVC or PA2. It's about how you think, it's about the logic, it's about the concept. Once you have that, you'll kind of apply it through your life. Those concepts don't change,
Definitely,
right?
yes.
And I loved hearing that from
I
someone
think
who's
this you
now.
have been telling me since day one at campus as well, and I am happy that the focus is still on the same part, that concept should be clear.
And
Because
again, can't thank you enough for having actually you and your batch, for that matter, for having built that bridge uh, with us and with the EY team in Bangalore. Because as we just spoke, coincidentally, we're doing this interview on a day when your team is back
exactly,
on campus. I think they've
definitely,
shortlisted 12, so there are a lot of interviews lined up. So
definitely.
it's terrific to see this sort of relationship grow over time. Thank you so much, Surya, for this session. I think I started by saying it's delightful getting to have these chats and sort of see how well you all are doing. Uh, and all the very best. I think manager is
But
just
it
a
feels great
first
to
step.
be here. Yeah,
I'm
amazing. Feels great.
sure in times to come you'll be
Super, super.
doing even better. So thank you once again, Surya,
Thank you. Thanks a
and
lot for
all
having
the
me
very
here,
very best.
and thank you team for setting up this amazing call and uh, having this good discussion. Thank you.
Terrific. Thanks.